group of them is called a confusion.
Allá hay un par de
just because
animales.
there's
Ah, no.
million of them, it's quite confusing for other animals to look at, so that's how they stay nice and protected. Getting a bit closer to this Ankoli cattle straight ahead here, so you can see just how big those ones can get. Off on our left shoulder, some sable antelopes resting, all the way towards the back. They've got their really long horns pointing backwards behind them. That helps to protect them from any predators jumping on them. Now let's go get a better view of these wildebeest around the corner here. Wildebeest typically travel in a herd about 500 to 1,000 miles every single year in their annual migration. One of the largest in the world. A lot of the animals that live out on the savanna, including the cattle, the wildebeest, and giraffes, are ruminants. That means that they don't quite have a stomach like humans. They have 4 stomach chambers to help them digest all their food. So they will take the food from the trees or the ground, put it into one stomach compartment, and then they'll regurgitate that food back up into their mouth and chew it to eat it all over again, which means that they chew their food multiple times, trying to break it down. Do keep your eyes out for any signs of giraffes, though. They like to live around this area. Giraffes can get about 18 or 20 feet tall at their largest, and like okapis, they have really big tongues. So a giraffe's tongue is about 18 inches long. It's got length on the tip of your middle finger down to your elbow, and there you only use their tongues to grab leaves off of trees, or even rip the bark off of trees. Keep your eyes out the top of the hill here, throughout the bushes. They can be pretty hard to see sometimes with their camouflage pattern, but you might be able to see their heads just barely poke up. I'll let you know by spotting. Though we are getting a bit closer to these wildebeest off on that right side. On our left, there are 2 elands. They are a species of antelope. They can jump pretty high, about 8 feet straight up into the air. So they could jump up and touch the roof of this truck if they wanted to. And there's a very young zebra around the corner here too. Now we want to be nice and quiet because you definitely don't want to startle them. We're pretty close to the road. Itty bitty zebra. A group of zebras is a dazzle of zebras. These are Hartman's mountain zebra. Eating off the grass, and there's an eland on our left very close too. Elands like to dig their horns and things to make a flower crown for themselves. And a zebra on the right. Every single zebra has its own unique stripe pattern. No 2 are exactly alike. When that zebra is first born, they're able to recognize their parents within about an hour or so. So there's 500 or 1,000 zebras out there. The young one or foal knows how to identify their parents just based on the stripes. Kind of looks like we found those giraffes off on the left side. Check out their tongues.
Son newts.
And you might be able to take a close look at that giraffe's tongue. It's like dark purple or blue. That's self-protected from getting sunburned since they spend so much of their day eating that their tongue is constantly out of their mouth. In fact, giraffes spend so much of their day eating that they don't need a whole lot of sleep. So they're only sleeping about 30 minutes total, or 2 to 3 minutes at a time. They'll sleep standing up with those eyes slightly open. Giraffes spend most of their lives standing up. They don't really sit or lie down unless they feel super safe or protected in their habitats, because if they were to sit down out in their natural habitats, that can make them a little bit more vulnerable to things like human threats. Some more baobab trees on our left and right now, very large trunks of them. But you won't really see them with leaves too much because they go for most of the year without those leaves. That's to help protect them and conserve the water inside their trunk. It looks like straight ahead here, a great view of some elephants. They are African elephants. They are the largest land animals. Males can get about 12,000 to 14,000 pounds at their largest. There's one directly over on the left. And they're flapping their ears. That helps them stay really cool. You can lower their body temperatures down about 15 degrees Fahrenheit when they flap those ears. A few of them over there. Looks like that might be the group of the females and the younger elephants. So typically they'll travel together in a herd led by the matriarch. Over on our left side now, a lot of greater flamingos. The term greater in the animal world typically means larger. These are the largest species of flamingo in Africa. Being about 5 feet tall and 9 pounds. And a group of them is a flamboyance of flamingos, because that flamboyant color, which they get from their diet. They eat things like shrimp, krill, and crustaceans. Might be able to see that elephant off on that left side too, kind of just over the flamingos. Still walking around. And most African elephants are born with tusks. The tusks of any animal are just really big teeth. So on an elephant, it is their incisors. And like human teeth, if they fall off or break off, elephants cannot regrow those tusks back. So they're kind of like your molars. They get the one set for life. There's a view through the left side there. Looks like one of the males in the back. They like to hang out kind of by themselves, more solitary animals. So even when the elephants are far apart, they can all communicate with one another by making something called an infrasonic sound. It's like a low rumble noise or low vibrating noise that humans cannot hear, just the elephants can, and that's kind of how they'll alert one another of any danger or threats in the area. So even if the females and the males are all kind of separated, they're all still able to make those sounds. Off on our right side, there's a view of 2 ostriches way off towards the back. Really hard to see back there. Might be able to get another view. Giraffes are the tallest bird. They can stand up to about 8 feet tall, so taller than an average human. Or they cannot run. They're able to run, they cannot fly. They're able to run about 40 miles per hour. Oh, and there's a rhino in the bushes there on the right. They're pointing up their ears towards us to listen to us. And that's a white rhino. So a little bit different than black rhinos. White rhinos are a lot more social, typically hanging out in groups together called crashes. Black rhinos are more solitary, as we saw. Over on our left, there are 2 cheetahs. So one is kind of flat in the grasses there, and then follow your eyes straight towards the back because the second one is back there too. Really, really hard to see though if you have good vision. Look for that white tip of their tail or black tip of their tail kind of flicking around, or maybe they're twitching their ears. So 2 over here. I have a feeling that there's a couple more up ahead, so keep looking in that area, and if you want to get a good view of that rhino listening to us. They're kind of pointing their ears towards us. Now let's see if we can get another view of some cheetah. Said you can't quite see those ones. Okay, these ones are really hard to see, but they're
Pantera?
I don't even know how to describe. They're in the shadow of the trees there, directly over to the left, and they're flat again. There's 3 of them though, so once you see one, you'll see the rest of them.
La veo.
Yeah, really hard to see. A group of cheetahs like that is a coalition of cheetahs.
Ya los vi, ahí acostados aquí derechito, al lado del árbol.
Now they might go out hunting in groups together, but cheetahs are daytime hunters, so they're harder to see during the day than they are at nighttime. They rely on that camouflage skill to help them go hunting. They're the only big cat with non-retractable claws, and that's how they'll run really fast. They are the fastest land animals, run about 60 to 70 miles per hour. And they'll also use their claws to climb up high into the trees. And cheetahs have some pretty cool sounds that they can make, like chirping noises and purring sounds, but they cannot really roar like other big cats do. Alright, we saw that one white rhino through the bushes. Oh, there's the others 2 resting over there. One of the littler ones. It's about 1.5 years old.
Rinocerontes.
And then I thought we saw one over here on this right side. Keep on looking. The ostriches over there. So white rhinos can get up to about 5,000 pounds. So bigger than the black rhinos. There's 5 total species out there. And a rhino's horn is a little bit different than an elephant's tusk because a tusk is a tooth, so they cannot regrow those tusks back. A horn is more like a fingernail. They can actually grow those horns back, and they're made out of what our nails are made of, which is keratin. So sometimes they'll trim or shave down the horns to help protect them or to help them grow back in a nicer way if they get injured or anything like that. That little one that we saw about 1.5 years old, so some special rhinos out here. They're one of my favorite animals, very social animals. They'll start to wake up as the sun sets tonight. And I think we might be able to see these ostriches over there. Where'd they go? They were blended in over there somewhere, running around. They can run 40 miles per hour. The 3 ostriches that we saw, those are female ostriches. They'll keep laying their eggs over and over and over again, just like chickens and other birds do. Look down to the ground on the right side, see if you can spot some ostrich eggs. They'll lay their eggs in a group together called a clutch of eggs. And one ostrich egg has the volume of about 2 dozen or 24 chicken eggs. The shells are even strong enough. You can always stand on them without them cracking. As I mentioned though, those ostriches that live here, they're females, so they'll lay their eggs over and over and over again. We'll get plenty of eggs, but they will not hatch out into other ostriches because there is no male around. If you want to keep learning about the animals that you've seen on the safari today, you can go to DisneyAnimals.com. A lot of cool information there about all the animals that live here at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and the Seas with Nemo and Friends. And you can learn more about how to help protect these animals out in their natural habitats. Around the corner here, on our left side, some Nigerian dwarf goats. Oh, my favorite's the white one with the black socks on it right over here. Look closely at the goat's eyeballs because you might be able to see that they don't quite have a circular pupil like humans do. They have a rectangular pupil. That's the black part of their eye. It just helps to see on either side of them. See how the goats are eating all this grass? They rely on that peripheral vision to help give them good view of what surrounds them. Goats are really helpful for people. Just because they help to keep that grass nice and short, they'll do all the lawn trimming, all the lawn mowing, and other things like that. And lead all the invasive species and the weeds too. Now there's still time if you want to pet some goats today over at the affection section. Pet goats, sheep, pigs, farm animals, get a more interactive experience. So for the Rafiki Spina Watch, and to get on over there, you'll take the Wildlife Express train. The best part about the train ride is it's a backstage train ride. Go right behind the Rhino's Barn and the Elephant's Barn if you want to see what those areas look like. Now the last train will depart today at 4:30 p.m. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in visiting. You'll get to visit the animal hospital while you're over there, and the nutrition center, and a few more animal care spots. Our safari closes at 7 p.m. today. If you're interested in coming on back, I do recommend coming back around 5:30, 6 p.m. for another safari, because no two safaris are quite exactly alike, and the animals are going to be active at different times on the day. Unfortunately, though, our safari together is just about wrapping up. We've had the wilderness explorers on board. You've been riding Simba 1, that's SIMBA, and the number 1, and you can get your safari badge once you hop off the truck. You'll just head on up the path, look for someone with an orange bag, and they'll be able to get that safari badge for you. If you have any questions about the animals you saw on the safari today, feel free to let me know at the end of our trip together. Always happy to answer those for you. Or you can find anybody out on the trails dressed in green. If you want to double check those rows, make sure to gather up all those personal belongings. Looks like we got the all clear to head on in, which means it is time for us to say goodbye. So to say goodbye in Swahili is Kwaherini. Kwaherini, everyone, and thank you so much for learning from me today. I do hope you learned a fact or two about the animals that you can share with your friends at home, but otherwise than that, I hope you all have a wild rest of your day out here in Disney's Animal Kingdom. My name is Short. It was a pleasure having you all on board today. Make sure to gather up those personal belongings. Look on the right side, watch those hands, arms, legs, feet, doors are sliding open. Kwaherini, everyone.